Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be revisiting the Nintendo versus Palworld lawsuit that's happening. We are on GameIndustry.biz today, and this article is by James Batchelor, so thank you for the article. The title goes, Pocketpair shares Nintendo, the Pokemon Company's demands from Palworld lawsuit. Japanese studio faces claims of infringing 3 patents as well as potential injunction at least $65,000 in damages. Palworld developer Pocketpair has shared more details from the lawsuit it faces from both Nintendo and the Pokemon Company over alleged similarities between the latter's titular franchise and its own monster-based survival game. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company first filed a lawsuit against Pocketpair on September 19th, 8 months after Palworld launched, claiming the title infringed on multiple patent rights. Details of which patents were not shared, but now Pocketpair has specifically specified the 3 patents it is accused of infringing upon via post on its website. This is the Pocketpair website, and this is what their statement was. As announced on September 19th, 2024, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo Incorporated, herefore referred to as the plaintiffs, have filed a patent infringement lawsuit against us. We have received inquiries from various media outlets regarding the status of the lawsuit, and we would like to report the details and current status of this case as followed. Details of the lawsuit. The plaintiff claims that Palworld, released by us on January 19, 2024, infringes upon the following 3 patents held by the plaintiffs and are seeking an injunction against the game and compensation for a portion of the damages incurred between the date of registration of the patents and the date of filing this lawsuit. And these are the 3 patents. One interesting thing about these patents is that these patents were not actually put in 2024. The original patent was in 2021, and these patents were updated in 2024. I'm pretty sure, because these are not new patents, as we'll see soon. So I think in Japanese laws you can update the patents, which is why the registration date and the application date are both 2024, because they updated them recently. Summary of the claim: an injunction against Palworld, payment of 5 million yen plus late payment damages, and 5 million yen plus late payment damages to the Pokemon and Nintendo Corporation. And then that is their statement as they continue on with further legal processing. The company also reported that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are seeking an injunction against Palworld as well as payment of at least 5 million yen, which is $33,683, plus late payments damages to each company. Pocketpair intends to defend its game, stating we will continue to assert our position in this case through future legal proceedings. As previously speculated by the media and legal experts, including MBHB, Associated Andrew Velzin, an analyst for GameIndustry.biz, the patents are in question are here. So this patent, which refers to a system for using capture items that can catch characters encountered in virtual space. This is the actual patent, which you can see in the worldwide application. It was 2021 in Japan. So I'm pretty sure it's because they just updated them, which I'm pretty sure is what happened. So I'm not entirely sure why it says 2024, but it's probably because they updated it in 2024. And what I'm almost positive is the classifications are what the patents are actually, and this is controlling the output signal based on the game progression involve additional visual information provided to the game scene, e.g. by overlay to simulate a heads-up display or HUD, or displaying a laser sight in a shooting game using indicator, e.g. showing the condition of a game character on screen for tagging characters, objects, or location in the game, e.g. displaying a circle under the character controlled by the player. Then controlling the output signal based on the game progress involving aspects of the displayed game scene, computing the motion of game characters with respect to the other game characters, game objects, or elements of the game scene, e.g. for simulating behavior of virtual soldier. I don't necessarily understand this because it doesn't sound like a capture mechanic to me, which refers to a system for using capture items. It just sounds like it's a lock-on target system. Unless this is it. To provide a game progression, game system, game device, or game processing method that can cause a player character to perform various types of actions in the virtual space. In our first mode, the aiming direction of the virtual space is determined based on the second operation input, and the player character is caused to fire an item that affects a field character arranged on a field in the virtual space in the aiming direction based on the third operation input. In the second mode, the aiming direction is determined based on the second operation input, and the player character is caused to fire a combat character that engages in combat in the aiming direction based on the third operation input. Selected figure 22. Oh, and these are the images. Oh, I see. So it actually is like, yeah, it is. Okay, so this is, okay, now that I see it more, yes, this is them, like, it's them aiming at something, throwing a ball, engaging in combat, and capturing it, and fighting it. Okay, so it's this top part. It's this top part that is the main thing, and these are the individual classifications of what it is. This one is they're referring to an aim, which refers to an aiming system for deploying such capture items. Okay, I just looked at the other two, and they look very similar to me, and unfortunately, I find it difficult to read these legal documents. I just don't understand why they look exactly the same. I thought these were 3 different patents, but they say the same thing, and they have the same images, and it's probably because it's a legal case, so they have to group them together, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I trust the author that these are what the patents are for. I just can't find the differences because it just sounds like it just reads, it's literally the same thing. The 3 things are the same thing, and I'm confused. So it's hard for me to read them, but it's okay because they are actual patents, and it's not like they're fake patents or anything like that. The Pocketpair post reports that were all applied for and registered after Palworld first launched on January 19, 2024, as observed by Velzen as an article by GameIndustry.biz. Velzen added that Nintendo has also applied for counterpart patents in the US, although some were filed as far back as September 2022. In his article, he noted that the outcome of this case could have significant repercussions for the game industry. I agree. In recent years, the video game industry has somewhat moved away from patents, especially for in-game features. He wrote, if Nintendo is successful here, though perhaps this paradigm could be in question. And I agree. If Nintendo wins this is a terrible precedent to set for the video game industry because these 3 systems are incredibly broad, and basically every video game in some way does one of these things. Like, our system for rideable characters is just a mount system. A system for capture items, like, to be fair, these 2 systems are more specific to Pokemon, or like capturing things is more of a Pokemon thing, but there is a lot of monster capture games. Like, for instance, in World of Warcraft, in one of the World of Warcraft expansions, they basically added a Pokemon system where you can battle with small pets. So it's very, I don't think this is, if Nintendo wins, this is a bad thing for the video game industry, I feel like. And I just wish I could read these documents easier because, unfortunately, I don't understand why they say the different things, or this article says. I trust this article to say that it says 3 different things, but I just don't read them as that way. But I also don't know how to read a legal document like this. So I just hope that Nintendo loses. But I feel like these systems are also so generic that it's not necessarily meant to have Nintendo win. It's just for Pocketpair to run out of money and then have to cut a deal with them because they're basically out of money. And I fear that is what Nintendo's strategy is. And it's just an incredibly annoying and rude strategy. I'm pretty sure it's called a slap suit in what most cases are called. And I feel like this is a terrible precedent to set because all 3 of these systems are very generic and a lot of games use them. And I feel like this would just kill any creativity in the video game industry because everyone's just going to patent every video game mechanic, and then video games are just going to be, honestly, they're just going to be more boring because you can't risk doing something new or being inspired by something because it's a legal battle. Then just imagine if Microsoft patented the way the Xbox did first person controllers, like controls in first person shooters for consoles. Like, imagine if that was patented, or the 2-weapon system for Halo, if that was patented, or loadouts for Call of Duty was patented. That'd be insane. Like, that'd be so crazy. Like, a loadout system being patented by Call of Duty when Call of Duty 4 came out, that would kill so many games. So many games use a loadout system in some form. And it's just so crazy to think that this would, basically this capture thing is a third person aiming at something and throwing an object at it. That's what I read it as from the document. And that's crazy to think you can patent that and make it so no one else can have that. The best example I have for this is when Warner Brothers patented the Nemesis system. Now, the Nemesis system is a very specific thing, but the problem I have with that is that they patented it and it was used in 2 of their Shadow of War games and never used again. And it's never been used again, and I don't think it will ever be used again unless the patent expires or something like that. So I just hope that this isn't going to be a precedent that's set for companies to do this. These patents are also only in Japan, so that is something, but it's still not a good thing even for the Japanese local market. If Nintendo wins this is going to kill all indie games in Japan, I feel like. So, like, no indie game in Japan, if this goes through, can have a mount system, basically, unless they want to give Nintendo money. So that is just a terrible thing to have. So hopefully this doesn't work. It's more of a wait and see, and hopefully Pocketpair can weather the storm of Nintendo, at least in the short term. Or, I mean, potentially long term. Hopefully Nintendo can't just, if they lose, just try again, hopefully. But we shall see. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you'd like to support me, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think about this type of lawsuit, or slap suit, as it probably is categorized as. If you'd like to follow me on other places, I have a Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, and a TikTok. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye, everyone.